Hello everyone. Burning Sun was a major scandal that began in 2019 and involved a prominent nightclub called Burning Sun in Seoul. Initially, the case exploded with allegations of violence, drug trafficking, and sexual assault occurring within the club. What made the case even more shocking was the involvement of several celebrities, notably Seungri, a former member of the K-pop group Big Bang. However, both in scale and sophistication, the case we're about to delve into today, it's much bigger than Burning Sun, and indeed, it's even more horrifying. So, let's begin exploring this case. From the second half of 2018 to March 2020, South Korea witnessed a shocking case. There were 74 female victims of all ages who were abused. What's even more frightening is the involvement of up to 260,000 perpetrators in this case. Sophisticated criminals used the highly secure messaging app Telegram to create multiple chat rooms, share private videos and images of the victims, and even live-stream sensitive scenes. Some victims were marked with the word slave on their bodies, coerced into consuming harmful substances, and subjected to various horrifying acts. When the case was uncovered, it sparked outrage worldwide. You are now following the case of Room N, with its appalling 260,000 Telegram criminals on the True Crime channel. And as usual, if this story leaves an impression on you, please don't hesitate to leave a like as an encouragement for us. And if this is our first encounter, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to stay updated on the most iconic cases. Going back to 2018, a netizen named God exploited Telegram's high-security features to share objectionable images and videos of women. Telegram is a social networking application that allows users to freely send photos, videos, and other types of files. The app's standout feature is its high level of security, akin to Snapchat. Telegram users can use secret chat mode, where messages automatically delete after a set time. Additionally, users can set a passcode to unlock messages. This high level of security has attracted individuals with malicious intent, such as God, who used it as a tool for crime. Initially, God opened a room specifically for sharing sensitive images and videos of women. However, with a rapid increase in participants, he continued to open second, third, up to eighth rooms. Initially, these chat groups mainly shared secretly taken videos and photos. But over time, the story evolved. God began to threaten and coerce women, even minors, to film explicit videos and share them in various chat rooms, each containing 3 to 4 victimized women. These individuals were labeled as slaves. The number of chat rooms increased steadily, which is why this case is referred to as Room N. God was considered the original founder of Room N. However, after a period of operation, God suddenly disappeared and transferred responsibilities to another member, Watchman, who became his successor. Upon taking over, Watchman upgraded and reformed Room N. Content sharing increased significantly, focusing primarily on images and videos of violated women. Based on the initial 8 chat rooms, he opened 4 additional secret rooms. The content in these new rooms became even more horrific, bordering on extremely perverse. Entry requirements for these secret rooms were stricter. Those wishing to join had to first enter the initial 8 rooms, which served as a stepping stone to the secret rooms, each of which saw 3 to 4 women being abused daily. To date, the number of regularly exploited women exceeds 30, with an indeterminate number of victims. These girls are referred to as slaves, forced to perform various perverse actions with their own bodies. Furthermore, to attract more people, Watchmen opened trial rooms with limited free videos. If viewers wanted more, they had to pay fees. Watchmen even opened similar rooms for family and friends. Members uploaded photos and videos of women around them. According to investigations, many participants posted images of their girlfriends, sisters, and even their mothers and others. Room managers used Photoshop to alter faces. These individuals were so evil that they turned close relatives into central characters in adult videos on social media. There were even people who monitored the information provided by members and wrote perverse stories about them. In addition to online activities, Room N members gathered in real life, taking slave girls to hotels and enjoying them, even broadcasting the process live. It can be said that under Watchman's operation, Room N not only expanded in scale but also upgraded its content, which became more abundant. Shortly thereafter, the position of head of Room N was transferred again, this time claimed by Dr. The operation of Room N also underwent changes. The original Room N disappeared from the internet, replaced by new rooms with different names, among which Dr. was the most famous and influential, with the highest number of viewers. According to surveys, there were up to 25,000 members in this chat room. The room owner established different membership levels for Doctor with varying fees: 250,000 won, 700,000 won, and 1 million won. Each level had different privileges, and naturally, the higher the privilege, the more objectionable and horrifying the content. Some victims were subjected to insects, razors, and other objects being placed inside them. All victims in Doctor's room were required to have slave and Doctor carved onto their bodies. Doctor believed that by doing so, the slaves would become their personal property. Inflicting physical and psychological harm on victims was a way for them to completely control these women. Unlike previous room and chats, in addition to the Doctor room, other rooms continued to expand. Many members uploaded videos themselves but found it challenging to join the Doctor group. The room owner implemented a brutal mechanism. Members were required to upload illicit videos they obtained or use verbal harassment towards victims, or else they would be removed from the chat group. The strict regulations of the Doctor room heightened curiosity, a sense of mystery, and made participants feel like important figures. As a result, members were more willing to voluntarily pay fees for a sense of pride and recognition. It is very likely that when they first uploaded the first illicit videos of their loved ones, the participants felt conflicted and struggled internally, but their ethical considerations gave way to their desires. Upon successfully gaining entry into the VIP group, to maintain their sense of pride and respect, they often remained silent and even protected these chat rooms. It can be said that since Doctor took over, the room and chats have become more depraved and ostentatious. The uploaded videos shocked viewers, but this very factor heightened the excitement among participating members. Every day, the group chat was filled with obscene language. Through this mode of operation, all participants became accomplices with the room owner. Fueled by the excitement of the viewers, the room owner became increasingly cruel towards the slaves, resulting in a significant increase in the number of victims to meet the growing demand of the audience. According to the police, there were up to 74 female victims in Room N, most of whom were students, with 16 being minors, the youngest being only 11 years old. They were coerced into performing various sensitive and brutal acts, all recorded for viewers to enjoy. Doctor exploited these women to earn money from members, and to ensure safety, he mandated that all payment transactions use cryptocurrencies based on blockchain technology, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, and hundreds of other cryptocurrencies. He only communicated with others via Telegram, so other managers of Room N and participating members did not know the real identity of Doctor. In fact, in November 2019, a victim reported the incident involving Chat Room N to the police. Unfortunately, the police did not pay attention to the case, so everything remained unresolved. Consequently, the only escape route for the victims was blocked. Finally, the heinous illegal activities of Chat Room N were only discovered by sheer chance. A journalist investigating sex crimes stumbled upon a website while searching for information. On this website, the journalist found a link leading to chat rooms containing photos and videos of women. From there, they uncovered perverse chat groups on the social media platform Telegram, victimizing women, including some who were very young. As a result, the journalist resolved to seek justice for the women who had been harmed. However, this process was extremely challenging. Due to Telegram's high security and ability to self-destruct messages, the police would not pay attention to their testimony without evidence. To gather evidence, the journalist decided to infiltrate this horrendous criminal network with 2 other students. Over nearly 6 months, they collected a significant amount of data. Throughout this time, in order to gather useful information, they operated daily within these depraved chat rooms, witnessing the agony and torment of the victims. These horrific videos also greatly affected their mental health, to the point where all 3 experienced nightmares almost every day. Even upon waking up, those terrifying images lingered in their minds, causing them immense anguish. Apart from the rooms set up by Doctor, many others imitate and set up a large number of rooms for sharing sensitive images and videos of women. Every day, investigative journalists have visited about 30 rooms, most of which have thousands of viewers at the same time. Indecent content is also constantly updated, with tens of thousands of images and videos of hundreds of individuals being posted every day. If you add up 30 rooms, there are thousands of victims each day, and it's impossible to determine exactly how many women are harmed, as there are too many chat rooms and that journalists cannot monitor 24/7. Additionally, Telegram's self-deletion feature makes it very difficult to gather more evidence. Despite the extremely heavy psychological burden, journalists are still trying to gather a lot of criminal evidence, enough to bring those perverts to light and ensure they receive appropriate sentences. Alongside the press collecting criminal evidence to expose the case, the South Korean police have also begun to take action. However, cybercriminals are extremely skilled at hiding their identities, making it very difficult to find out who they are. Eventually, the police used cryptocurrency tracking technology, investigated for cryptocurrency exchanges, tested various advanced technology means, and finally succeeded in identifying and arresting 13 suspects. But at this point, the true identity of Doctor remains a mystery. Among the suspects are government officials who provided personal information of some girls to Doctor, but none of these suspects know who Doctor really is. However, the law will not tolerate evil deeds, no matter how hidden they may be. Despite hiding very carefully, Doctor ultimately cannot escape the law. Doctor's real name is Chu Bin, 25 years old, bachelor's degree in communication. Jean was a reporter for the university newspaper with good academic achievements and multiple scholarships. When first arrested, Chu Bin continuously denied being Doctor, but when the police found 1.3 billion won in cash at his home, he finally admitted to owning the NTH Chat Room. When asked by reporters if he had anything to say to the victims, he said, "I sincerely apologize to the victims who have been hurt because of me. Thank you to the investigative team for making me stop." But when asked if he admitted to spreading obscene information and if he regretted it, he remained silent. The provincial police in Taegu Gyeongbuk have arrested over 50 suspects involved in operating NTH chat rooms. However, many criminals remain at large and are still being pursued. Despite the capture of 14 main suspects, including the leader, this has not appeased the anger of the South Korean public. People believe that besides those arrested, many accomplices have not been punished, totaling 260,000 members across dozens of chat groups as reported by the media. In reality, this number is likely much larger. These 260,000 individuals watch images and videos of women being brutally abused every day just for entertainment. They insult, order, and encourage the girls to perform heinous acts. Although they do not directly threaten young girls, their failure to report to the police, intervene, or prevent such crimes makes them accomplices, aiding and abetting the criminals. After the case involving NTH chat rooms was disclosed to involve children and a large number of victims, citizens of South Korea collectively called for the disclosure of the identities of the offenders, including the 260,000 members involved in these chat rooms. Many public figures also voiced that anyone involved in these NTH rooms or Doctor rooms is guilty and deserves punishment. According to the latest data, South Korea has a population of over 51 million, with males comprising 49.8%, roughly more than 25 million males. Among them, 260,000 are members of the NTH rooms. Media reports suggested that for every 100 South Korean males, there was one aiding criminals. This statistic doesn't even account for those who shared Telegram accounts. Excluding children, the elderly, and vulnerable groups, the proportion of South Korean males involved in this case is deeply concerning. If this deviant behavior is not promptly halted and corrected, the future consequences could be unimaginably dreadful. The NTH room cases garnered the attention of then-President of South Korea, Moon Jae-in. He demanded that the police not only investigate the managers of the chat rooms like the Doctor room, but also all members of the NTH rooms. He proposed establishing a special investigation team for this serious crime and insisted on thoroughly investigating and appropriately punishing the perpetrators, especially those who victimized children and adolescents. The government pledged to delete illegal images and videos and provide necessary support to the victims. Following the case's disclosure, the number of people demanding the public disclosure of the personal information of the chat room managers quickly exceeded 26,000. More than 1,000 people also called for the disclosure of personal information of the 260,000 members, and these figures continue to rise dramatically. This reflects the public's outrage towards those who participated and aided these inhumane criminals. However, there is no information available yet on whether the South Korean police complied with these demands. The case is still under investigation, and more details and secrets may be revealed in the future as the case continues to unfold. One notable aspect of this case is that the victims often did not even know the identities of the chat room operators. These exploitative videos were often self-recorded and then distributed online. How did the criminals find these victims, and why did they comply with the criminals' twisted conditions? Why did they not report to the police immediately upon being harmed? First of all, we are living in a digital world where mobile phones and cameras are ubiquitous. Many women like to use their phones to store private information, including sensitive images and videos. This information may be stored in their personal devices and may not be leaked. However, some criminals will use technical means to steal photos and videos from victims' computers, and when they obtain this sensitive information, criminals will begin to threaten the victims. God, the founder of the NTH Room chat, utilized such methods. he used technology to infiltrate the Twitter accounts of several young women, finding sensitive images and videos which he then used to blackmail the girls. He threatened to publicly release these images and videos on all social media platforms, leaving the girls with no choice but to comply. The criminals also impersonated police officers or cybersecurity personnel, claiming that the girls' accounts were facing security issues and requesting their personal information to resolve these issues. These fake reports or notifications misled the victims into trusting the criminals and providing personal information, which the criminals then exploited. The girls were threatened that if they did not comply with these demands, their sensitive images and videos would be publicly shared on social media, severely impacting their honor and lives. Investigating and prosecuting cases related to the Nth Room and similar cybercrime behaviors is not only the responsibility of law enforcement agencies but also requires community cooperation and increased awareness of cybersecurity. People need to be vigilant against fraudulent schemes, refrain from easily providing personal information, and learn how to protect themselves in the online environment. Governments and social organizations must intensify efforts in educating and raising awareness about online safety while providing legal and psychological support to victims affected by cybercrimes. The Nth Room case has caused a significant shock and outrage in South Korean and international public opinion, highlighting the dark sides and risks of digital technology in today's age. Rigorous handling of offenders, public disclosure of identities, and appropriate punishments will serve as lessons and warnings to those intending to violate the law, contributing to building a safer and healthier online environment for everyone. In addition to impersonating cybersecurity personnel or police officers, criminals have devised various other methods to approach victims. They often target young, beautiful girls on social media, initiate conversations, and send links containing viruses. If the victim clicks on these links, criminals can infiltrate their computers and steal personal information. Subsequently, they use this leverage to extort and control their victims. Later on, Dr. frequently used high-paying job recruitment ads to lure victims. He would post advertisements for high-paying modeling jobs online, requiring the girls to provide their ID card photos. Many aspiring models fell for these ads. Initially, Dr. would request clear photos showing body curves and offer corresponding rewards. As the girls began to trust Dr. more, he would manipulate them into taking increasingly explicit photos. Some girls succumbed due to financial incentives, and gradually, the criminals became more ruthless. They continuously threatened the girls until they became their slaves. All personal information, private photos, and videos can become weapons for these criminals to attack their victims. If the girls refuse to comply, criminals threaten to send these videos to their parents or distribute them throughout their schools. Faced with such threats, most girls reluctantly negotiate. They fear that once this information is exposed, they will be unable to face others outside. Initially, the demands of the criminal group were simple, such as dancing to a song. The victims did not know that this was just the beginning of endless pain. The requests became increasingly perverted, trapping the girls in a deep and painful abyss with no way out. The managers of the Nth Room chat also understood that young girls would never dare to refuse to negotiate. Therefore, they hesitated to defile and torture these innocent and pitiful young girls. In reality, the main reason victims dare not report to the police is because they do not want anyone else to know about their private images. Moreover, these girls are mostly students, all of whom are naive and trust the criminals' words, believing they can handle the situation themselves. The criminals exploit this vulnerability, easily manipulating the girls by asserting that
this is their last video, and if they shoot 2 more videos, they will delete them all. If they endure for another 3 days, they will be released.
Victims do not realize that the situation is far from simple. Most of the victims are too afraid to report to the police. Among dozens of victims, only 2 have dared to confront the criminals and report the incident. All the others silently endure physical and mental agony. In the digital age, our personal information, especially private images and videos of young women, is highly susceptible to leaks. Such sensitive media can become weapons used by malicious individuals to threaten and coerce them. Most women caught in these situations often feel powerless, gradually falling under the control of criminals and into darkness. It is hoped that young girls can assertively protect themselves by reporting to the police or seeking help from family if they encounter such threats. Notably, individuals like Chu Bin, who heads the NTH Chat Room, have a deceptive facade, appearing outwardly as helpful and kind volunteers. When questioned about their involvement in such activities, they claim to be driven by past assistance received from others, aiming to pay it forward. This irony is stark, a dark, cruel online figure masquerading as a positive, benevolent person in real life. Currently, online crimes targeting women and children are not just issues in South Korea but are prevalent globally. Reports indicate a rising number of young girls and women voluntarily posting sensitive images and videos online, some as young as 11 to 13 years old, during their crucial adolescent years. Exposure to the grim and sinister aspects of society at such a vulnerable age can lead these children astray, potentially darkening their futures. Even more alarming is the response from some who defended their actions in the NTH Chat Room scandal, claiming mere viewership without direct coercion or responsibility for the girls' actions. Some have gone as far as suggesting punitive measures against these women who self-record explicit content, attributing them as the primary cause of the issue. Such viewpoints dangerously shift blame away from those who exploit vulnerabilities and onto the victims themselves. Addressing these complex issues requires comprehensive efforts from both authorities and society at large, safeguarding digital spaces, educating youth about online risks, and ensuring accountability for those who perpetrate and enable such crimes. It is crucial to foster a supportive environment where victims are empowered to seek help without fear of stigma or blame, thereby preventing further exploitation and harm. Many people have downloaded and spread these videos within their communities. Motivated by self-interest and desire, they fail to realize that such actions not only cause harm to the victims but also turn them into one of over 260,000 accomplices in this case. When posting vulgar remarks in chat rooms or sharing secretly filmed images of acquaintances, none of them feel they are truly committing a crime. In their minds, even if they do something wrong, they are not the only ones at fault. They see themselves as mere viewers, passively complying with demands, without any responsibility in the matter. The more people involved, the less aware they are of their own accountability. Silence doesn't make us innocent. Perhaps what we need is not just legal protection but also voices speaking out, and the help of courageous individuals advocating for social justice. The information provided is compiled from various sources related to a real case. If you have any additional information about today's case, please feel free to leave a comment below for discussion. And before you go, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on future significant cases featured on this channel.